I want to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show and the alternative halftime show because the reaction to both has been honestly kind of silly. Not evil, not shocking, just silly. This isn't about being offended, not about language, and it's definitely not about family friendliness. It's about political posturing on both sides and Christians getting distracted from the one part of this that actually matters. So let's slow down and deal in facts, not vibes. Let's get this out of the way. The Super Bowl halftime show has not been family friendly in decades. Neither has TV, neither has YouTube, neither has social media, neither has the smartphone that is in your kid's pocket. So acting like this halftime show crossed some sort of brand new moral line is disingenuous. If you're one of the millions of parents who let your kids watch YouTube unsupervised, give them smartphones, or allow unrestricted social media access, then explicit adult content is already part of their environment. That doesn't mean we celebrate it, but it does mean pretending that this is shocking is self deception. Now, facts only. Bad Bunny's halftime show included explicit sexual language, references to drugs, pills, weed, profanity, and sexually charged choreography. No, this wasn't new. No, it wasn't surprising. And no, this kind of content isn't unique to the Super Bowl. This exact type of adult content is broadcast every single day across modern media. So the reaction isn't really about what was shown, it's about who was chosen and what they symbolically represent. That's the honest conversation. Now let's talk about the alternative halftime show with Kid Rock. First, let's be honest. Bawa Taba is not a hymn. It's crude, it's not uplifting, it's not spiritually deep, and if we're really honest, about 90% of the people watching reacted to it as a pure injection of nostalgia. People weren't analyzing lyrics, they were singing along because it reminded them of being younger. That matters. Now here's the important part. The transformation symbolism in the show was deliberate. This wasn't accidental or fans reading into things. He opened with his old bravado and persona, then visibly shifted tone and posture. He was introduced by his real name, Robert Ritchie, and ended by explicitly naming Jesus Christ and presenting the gospel. He didn't perform his most explicit 90s lyrics, and the point of the performance wasn't nostalgia, it was contrast. Old identity, stripped down, testimony. That was intentional. Now, this is where the critique needs to be careful and truthful. The claim floating around isn't just Kid Rock had bad lyrics in the 90s, it's that Kid Rock sang about sleeping with underage girls. Let's not make excuses. Some of his early shock rap lyrics aged poorly. They were crude, tasteless, and designed to provoke. But it's also a stretch to say that those lyrics were literal depictions of sexual acts with minors. They existed in the same shock rap era as early Eminem, Two Live Crew, early Ice-T, and NWA. Artists whose lyrics, if released today unchanged, would almost certainly get them canceled, although they might get a pass. That doesn't make the lyrics good. It doesn't mean we defend them. It does mean we apply context instead of bad faith literalism. And this matters. Those lyrics were not performed at this show. Using 30-year-old shock lyrics to dismiss a present-day testimony is not moral clarity, it's tribal point scoring. Here's the Christian posture that avoids nonsense on both sides. Not Kid Rock is our new hero, not put him in the pulpit, and not ignore his past. But also not your past permanently disqualifies your testimony, or we can't acknowledge this, or we must immediately distance ourselves. The correct response is simple. A man publicly named Christ and acknowledged transformation, and that matters. Carefully, without celebrity worship, without pretending sanctification is instant, Christians should be the least threatened by imperfect testimonies. That's literally the faith. Finally, let's talk about the NFL. The NFL does not care about outrage. They care about money. If you watched the game, they won. If you muted the halftime show, they won. If you complained online but kept tuning in, they won. Bud Light didn't change because people complained. They changed because people stopped buying their beer. Until fans vote with their dollars, nothing changes. So no, this isn't about family friendliness, it's not about language, and it's not really about music. It's about selective outrage, political theater, and forgetting what Christians actually believe about redemption. You don't have to like either artist, but at least be honest about what you're reacting to. Because right now, most of the noise isn't righteous, it's just silly.